Welcome back. It's good to have you back. We're talking about new atheism, or rather the stale new atheism, now that their aggression is getting old and their name-calling doesn't seem to win much, and it never wins a debate, of course. One of them said this: some propositions are so dangerous that it may be ethical to kill people for believing them. That's what atheist Sam Harris said on his desire to murder religious people. It's amazing. These new atheists are mean-spirited, angry. You can tell that God does not reside in their heart, and it's really easy. Plus, the very few of them can give you any cogent reasons for being an atheist. In fact, they're trying to back away from having to give any reasons whatsoever. Michael Ruse, who's an atheist, said this of the best-selling atheist book, The God Delusion by Richard Dawkins. He says, "It makes me ashamed to be an atheist that Dawkins would flunk any intro of philosophy or religion course." That's what an atheist said about his atheist friend Dawkins. Now, when I read the incoherent nattering of the new atheist, I often feel like Alice Roosevelt in the response to her cousin Eleanor's musing. She said, "I could grind my teeth to powder and blow them out my nose." And the inane musings of the neo-atheists are not merely illogical and confused, but they are truly cringeworthy. When I read their pop atheism, I wince so far in embarrassment that I want to break something. These guys are unbelievable in their ignorance. Dawkins may look as if he's been weaned on lemon juice, but his sour pen matches his face. But it blinds him. It blinds him to the obvious truth that God exists. He knows it, but he likes to be willfully blinded. Now, the word floating from the new atheism central is that the new atheists have grown tired of losing debate after debate. They hate William Lane Craig because he just wipes the floor up with them. And they want more rage, more incivility, more curlish rebukes of religion. That's what they want, and they're aiming for that. They also want some proof for atheism, some concrete proof that can win a debate or two. But there isn't any. Now, in any other situation, we would not give a bleep, if you excuse me, about the new atheist devotees. But in case of their little fragile fans, and believe me, these guys are real, and gals are very fragile, a large number of us want to persuade them that they are supporting a cause that's doomed for failure. See, atheism can't win because it's logically and ontologically impossible. You can see my book to read further on that, but that's a logical, proven fact that atheism is impossible. But then atheist Pan Gillette says something goofy like this: "Belief that there is no God gives me more room for belief in Jello." Okay, very, very clever. Remember where you were when the new atheists arrived to provide their dreadful, hideous, wretched, irrational worldview almost a decade ago? And now, after the four horsemen went on a rampage to sack and pillage Christendom, contemporary atheism is a dreadful, hideous, wretched, irrational, bad joke. Things have only gotten worse for the atheists. And the Muslims are running wild. Dawkins, Dennett, Hitchens, and Harris have not been perfect, far from it, but no group has done more for Christian apologetics than they have. No, they're not Einstein, Kepler, Aquinas, or Aristotle. All those guys were theists, of course. They are not cool logicians and Augustine types who should be in the Hall of Fame of Reason. But the new atheists, they are just angry and pugnacious and mean-spirited, and they move in their bitterness and their agitation, and that's all they have. Their rage, insults, and coarseness helped raise expectations for a worldview that previously had none, but now they've completely backed away from that. They stirred up and inspired a whole host of young zealots who are fake atheists, of course, and now all you get is these crazy guys just arguing that, hey, atheism is just an absence of belief. Okay, well then you can just meander away. There's no reason to chat with you. We want to chat with people that have something to put on the table. If you have nothing to put on the table, that's fine, go away. See, they finally realize that atheism is logically impossible. Now, these new atheists, it's not their fault they have no evidence. It's not even the fault of scientism. It's the idea that it can't have any evidence because it's impossible. So they have to follow their blind faith with great anger and hope that wins. Now, in my book, God's Not Dead, Many Proofs, I have dozens and dozens and dozens of proofs about Christianity on there. And what's interesting is that when you check this book out, you can see it's loaded with arguments and evidence for God and Christianity. In fact, what makes this real interesting is that it has numerous, fresh, and unique proofs that the atheists haven't seen. That when they see them, they're stuck because they haven't seen them before. So check that out on Amazon if you have a chance, and leave me your comments if you have anything to say about this video or the truth that atheism is impossible.